Today, we're reading. If you wanted something interesting, I think somebody else is streaming right now. Chrism and Minx show was hosting, so you could probably have done something cool there. But I'm not going to be doing cool things. I'm going to be reading stuff because last time we played, I realized that we missed a lot of forum stuff. And a lot of the forum stuff actually goes into the story quite well. Because it paints a bigger picture. And that's how life is. It's a picture. Building. Good stuff. Reading rainbow bitches. Exactly. Reading can be cool. Exactly! Oh. I'm tired. Also because I'm tired. That's also why we're doing this. Hi, Potato. Alright. So, let's just hop right in. Whew. Once again, if you guys were coming here for some fun times, this will not be a time in which we do a lot of fighting. This will be a lot of reading forums. So, yeah. Forums. Just have to log out. Please log out. And I will be uploading these all going forward. Alright. So, we won't be reading the mail. This will be saved for the next time we play. However, we'll be reading some news. Alright. We'll start with the topics. Actually, do we have to go through each one? Or will it... fuck it. We'll start with, I guess, Salvador Ihara. Because this is the stuff I'm going to have to edit out anyway. Alright, so the first one we already did.
This is Salvador Ihara's Online Jack. We investigate the hottest controversies in today's news. The in-your-face, hard-hitting show. Welcome to Online Jack. Okay, get ready, all you netizens out there. Today's Jack target is Doll Syndrome. Have you heard of it? It's the mystery illness that's spreading like wildfire among grade schoolers. It causes verbal and mental defects that leave victims non-responsive. That's right, this disease turns children into lifeless dolls, oh no! But we'll fight back. To combat this earth-shattering crisis, we at Online Jack started an investigation. I, Salvador Ihara, will save the world! It's called Doll Syndrome, a truly mysterious illness. Some scientists tell us the cause is endocrine-disrupting chemicals, but what I want to showcase here is this book. Internet games are turning our kids into dolls, a warning about Doll Syndrome. Taichiro Sugai, a professor from Takayama University, wrote the book and lives here. According to his book, Doll Syndrome's root cause is none other than online games. Online games, famous games such as The World, perhaps. I love them too, but he says that online games and their more than 12 million participants all living out their virtual dreams are the cause. You'll remember that several years ago, the World game was found to be responsible for players being put into a coma. Could it be that it's also causing the dreaded Doll Syndrome? Are these online games nothing but a blight upon our society? If the professor feels that way, then let's see what he has to say. Let us begin the interview.
What do you want? You know how late it is?
Hey there, I'm the host of Online Jack, Salvador Ihara. I have a few questions about your book, Online Games Are Turning Our Kids into Dolls, a warning about Doll Syndrome. Can you believe this guy? Open up, Professor Sugai. We want to talk to you.
You've just come to make fun of my book, haven't you? Get away from here!
If you don't explain yourself on camera, sir, you'll make yourself look even more suspicious.
I don't have to explain myself. All I did was publish the results of my own independent research.
How you say independent research, but isn't it true that your sources themselves are questionable?
Not as questionable as you.
Well, then prove to us that your sources are credible. If you do, we won't bother you anymore, Professor.
Oh! Give me a break. Who would believe you? And another thing, I'm an associate professor.
Okay. Well, we were turned down by Associate Professor Sugai, but to follow our own independent research, we went undercover into the very elementary school that Sugai was investigating. This is the elementary school where Associate Professor Sugai was conducting his study on doll syndrome. Is a killer disease stalking the children of this ordinary elementary school? Let's take a look. Hey there, boys and girls. There's no need to fear. Salvador Aihara is here.
Who are you? We're in the middle of class.
Oh, what is this vision of loveliness that graces our presence? Hello, senorita. You and I can save the world together. Viva Salvador!
Get out of here, you creep!
Here we are in the teacher's lounge. I haven't been to one of these since the days when I used to peep under girls' skirts.
If you want to film in here, you need to get permission first.
But the whole purpose of the show is it's undercover.
You entertainment people have no decency.
You're so beautiful when you're angry.
Stop that. What are you investigating?
Doll syndrome. Miss Michiru Tajima, teacher of 4th grade class 1.
Yeah. Alright. So, the second one is... Oh god, why isn't it... Oh god damn it, no. Alright, let's watch the second one now.
This is Salvador Aihara's Online Jack! I'm here with the Online Jack crew near the home of Michiru Tajima, 4th grade teacher at a school where 6 students were struck down by doll syndrome. Let's continue our in-your-face investigation. This is Salvador Aihara. Here I am, reporting from the residence of a female teacher. Oh, samba, samba. Well, here I go. Help! Fire!
Oh no, a fire! Where?
Good morning, senorita.
Huh?
Truly a sight that could chill a 100-year passion.
Why are you filming?
So tell me, the 6 children who contracted doll syndrome, had they been playing the online game called The World?
Well, they did get together and talk about an online game a lot.
And what are your plans right now?
I'm going to the Kawaguchi residence.
Osamu Kawaguchi? That's one of the 6 students who have been resting at home due to doll syndrome.
How could you possibly know that information?
Now we shall make our way to the Kawaguchi household, where one of the victims of this barbaric illness is being treated.
You're not coming. And stop following me.
Wait!
Not here.
It's summer vacation. Maybe he's on a trip.
But I told him I was going to visit him.
Huh? The meter's spinning like crazy, which means someone is definitely in there. Hello? It's me, Salvador Aihara, born in Brazil, raised in Saitama, friend to lonely housewives.
Hey, don't do that! You don't have the right to just barge into someone else's home!
But I'm sure everyone at home watching this wants to know what's really going on, right?
Huh?
I want to know. Even if we do break a few laws, he's the man of truth. And
I freaking can't get over how cool
here's something
Salvador
up there.
Aihara is, honestly.
Osamu?
I'm sorry, what? I forgot about this. Well then. Okay. Girl's coma due to online gaming. Sometime last night, a junior high school student who had been playing an online game was found unconscious in her room by her mother. The girl was taken to a hospital where she soon regained consciousness. Oh, she regained consciousness?
Late last night, a middle school student lost consciousness while playing an online game and was not discovered until this morning by her mother, who quickly called 911. The girl was transported to a hospital and regained consciousness several hours later.
This just happened. Did we do that? Is that Bordeaux?
Late last night, a middle school student lost consciousness while playing an online game and was not discovered until this morning by her mother.
There we go. So I can't tab out of this? Oh, there we go. Alright. I'm gonna look this up, because that's actually really cool if it is. Because if she got killed by Haseo when he was with his avatar, very well. No, it wasn't her. Okay. Alright. Alright. I had to look it up. Because I had a feeling. But that would have been pretty cool. Ah, God damn it. I think we have different definitions of cool. Well, you know what. This is the same video. I guess if you don't want to watch or read all of it. Why is it saying there's new stuff? Oh god, there's so much. Alright.
In the old days, when people thought of an online junkie, they envisioned someone locked in their room.
I still maintain that this would be really cool.
Hours a day. But today, due to radical improvements
in mobile devices, how do you play a game with just one hand? We tried the nunchuck.
And have given
it didn't work out, kids.
New breed of online junkies.
The supersonic passenger jet ASST, which can attain speeds of over Mach 3, has been officially commissioned. As a result, the amount of time it takes to fly from Tokyo to New York has been shortened from 14 hours to just 4 hours.
Still, the fact that we can be in another country, like, completely, in less than a day is just mind-boggling.
Or for entertainment. The new M2D micro-monocle display.
That's a real-life thing that we can take planes, and the fact that we even have planes is just so cool. In front of your eyes. Alright. What else do we have? Games to blame for juvenile delinquency. I'm a hero. These are the words written on a sketchbook found in a young boy's school bag. The recent outbreak of juvenile delinquency is said to be the effect of video game, according to experts. Games have far better graphics compared to the novels and comics, and games are interactive. It's easy for children to see themselves as the protagonists of their favorite games. This is a dangerous phenomenon. For example, what would happen if a child were to play an extreme action game and began to believe that he was the game's main character? Could possibly act in real life the same way he would act in the game. It frightens me just thinking about the consequences of that. Guys, really? How did you even get in, Bodhi? How did you pick the fucking lock? What the fuck? Come here. Ow. Leave him alone. He doesn't want to play with you, bro. However, game companies respond by saying, "We have implemented a perfectly good rating system for our games, and no one is allowed to buy them without proper identification. Perhaps the ones who are truly to blame are the parents who allow their children to buy such games." A friend of one of the victims had this to say: "You can't just blame the problem on one thing. It's more complex than that. Everyone involved has to share the blame. Game makers, parents, and even myself are no exception. should all realize this and stop the pointless arguing. After all, it's not like arguing will help bring back what is lost. So, how do you guys feel about this? Honestly, I think it's bullcock. The video games do not cause violence. Children who are violent cause violence. Alright, let's listen to this.
The Online Administration Act received a majority vote of the ruling party, meaning the adoption of the citizen numbering system seems to be inevitable. As a result, the process of converting to an electronic government has overcome its final hurdle.
The Administration Relations Bill has been passed with a majority vote. With this, the digitization of our government approaches its final stages. Starting this month, all local servers managed by regional governments will be frozen, and all the various ID rules used by self-governing bodies will be unified to federal government specifications. In addition, it will become required for all governing bodies to adopt a numbering system and for all citizens to wear their own number at all times for administrative purposes. This system, introduced to speed up government process conducting them online, is already being used in online banking, shopping, and other sites. By using a receiver placed in one's home, all Japanese citizens will be able to use their cell phones or mobile computers to access a variety of services from anywhere in the country. That's pretty cool. Yet, in spite of the incredible conveniences we have today, the system has met with severe opposition. Recently, an independent Japan party won many seats in the lower office of the Diet because of their popular position to abandon the bill altogether. Calls for all political parties to discuss this bill are still continuing, and the problem has attracted a lot of media attention. Mr. Ko-ji, chief editor of the weekly magazine NetWatcher, had this to say. It is true that the system will make things very convenient. When you compare the time when the bill was first approved to now, encryption technology has made huge leaps. The NAB, Network Administration Bureau, has been established and some semblance of order has been brought to the internet. There are far fewer data leaks, and at first glance it would appear that there are no problems whatsoever. However, take a moment to think. In exchange for IT advancements and more convenient lifestyle, we have been reduced to being defined by a 15-digit combination. This is no different from the ear tags placed on cows and horses to tell them apart. It's no wonder the people are so opposed to this degrading system. Despite this, the system has made it through the legal process and will soon be part of our lives. Will there ever come a day when we'll welcome it? I don't know how you guys feel about this, but the idea of a numbering system for every single person, I am okay with it. We pretty much have that already with the system we have right now with social security numbers. So if I had my social security number engraved into me digitally, I would be totally cool with that. Like I said, I would be totally okay with the article that we read the other day with the chip that was implanted in the kids' necks. I'd be totally cool with having a chip in my neck that I could do everything with. Granted, it's kind of creepy, but if you think about all the things that it would benefit from that, it's remarkable why we haven't done something like that yet. I would totally get a tattoo that is like that.
With the participation of Japan and many other countries, the International Space Station, slated for completion in 2017, is nearly done. As large as a soccer stadium, this fully manned facility will be used for various types of research in a deep space environment.
Alright. And I'm not just saying this is a hypothetical thing for you guys to think about. I really do want to hear, like, how you guys feel. If I'm wrong, please tell me why you think I'm wrong. But that's personally how I feel about it. It has been 5 years since the space station evolution was completed and the second station announced. The International Space Station, built with the cooperation of America, Japan, the EU, Russia, and China, is finally nearing completion. Initially, it was projected to launch in 2017. In contrast to the Evolution, which is currently being used as a space laboratory, the new space station is planned for use in the construction of moon bases, exploration of Mars, and the search for extraterrestrial intelligence. Nice! R2 breaks the 12 million mark. CyberConnect Japan announced today that its popular online game, The World R2, has sold 12 million copies worldwide. CC Corp's other products include The World, Fate Must Die, Person, and Kurukuru Michi. The World R2 is an online game set in a fantasy world where humans and beasts live together. Players become world-renowned adventurers and travel around killing monsters and discovering the world's secrets. As recently as a few years ago, shares in the world were at an all-time low due to the emergence of new the developers. On top of that, the world was completely shut down after all the data was lost in a disastrous fire at CC Corp headquarters. Amid the chaos and compensation issues that resulted from those events, CC Corp announced the sequel, The World R2. Most people deemed it in a desperate plea for attention, and many analysts declared that R2 would fail miserably. However, the figures shown today have proven that The World is as popular as ever. CC Corp seems confident, which watch us overcome the problems we encountered on our previous title. It seems everyone will be watching The World for some time to come. History has proven that tagging people like that isn't a good idea. Can you give me an example? I don't actually know of any situation. I mean, slavery was pretty bad, but I actually can't think of another way. Like I said, I would be totally cool with being tagged, especially if everybody else was tagged. So what's the problem? Salvador Ihara's email exposed. Salvador Ihara's email exposed. The email address and cell phone number of popular talent Salvador Ihara were spread across the internet after he gave them to a female player in the online game The World. Salvador was forced to change cell phones. The girl insists that she never leaked his phone number. Evidence taken from her computer proving that she never posted in a forum or in a chat room corroborates her story. The NAB, Network Administration Bureau, plans to investigate the Whisper, a feature in The World that lets players in-game text only to select players. Conversation held between Ihara and the girl to see if it was somehow hacked. Oh, Nazi Germany! Oh yeah, that's a thing. I forgot about that. I forgot that they numbered people. Jesus shit. But what if the Nazis were also numbered? I mean, if every single person was numbered, and it was just to identify you, we already have it. Like I said, with the Social Security numbers, America has this down. We got this shit. We got this shit already going on. What is the difference between having a Social Security number and having the Social Security number embedded inside of me? I'm cool with that. Wow, is it? Yeah, I never claimed to be smart, okay?
The U.S. Army's new combat robot, Talos, is the perfect robot soldier. Its movement is controlled remotely, and it's armed with a machine gun as well as a 40mm grenade launcher. But more importantly, it has no fear, no family, and does not suffer any emotional stress.
I'm getting like this huge Terminator vibe going. These things get hacked by an AI who's trying to help us, and it just kills everyone. But this relocation would get pretty tricky. Not if there was a way to reprogram what your code was. Yeah, I guess. See, I'm not smart enough to incorporate it, but there would have to be something like that. Airborne surveillance, bomb disposal, guerrilla warfare. Didn't the Aldmeri Dominion Outlaw tell us? Excuse me, do you accept Talos into your heart and soul? Let's preach Talos. The word of Talos in the middle of Whiterun. Unmanned robots are widely used in today's battlefield now that the U.S. has completed a new robot soldier known as Talos. The robotic soldiers are equipped with automatic weapons and a 40mm grenades. They can use their built-in night vision to see in the dark, and their special tech treads allow them to traverse any road, whether through deep forest or over a steep mountain. On top of that, these heavily armored robotic soldiers can be remote controlled from a distance by human hand. Jesus shit! It's a remote-controlled death machine! Concerns have been raised that Talos' control systems could fail and that they could go on a destructive rampage. The military insists, however, that the Talos' security systems are state-of-the-art and there is absolutely no danger of control being lost. This is gonna kill us! We're all dead, dude! Game over! Jesus shit! Alright. Alright, we already read this one. What about this one? Whose item is it anyway? A string of court cases involving property in online games have been making the world rounds in our court system. Right, guys? That's freaking scary as fuck. Involving property and online games have been making the rounds in our court system. CC Corp remains steadfast in their position that we are not responsible for any trouble regarding game data. Somebody's suing freaking CC Corp because they lost their shit. Oh, the dark side of the online generation.
It was discovered that the 3 armed youths who were responsible for the recent school riot were devoted online gamers. Following this discovery, public criticism of online games increased sharply.
As soon as we called each other by our world names, I felt like something had gone far away. Oh my god, said one of the young culprits to his lawyer. It had been 2 months since the incident in which 3 young boys took over a school faculty room. Currently, they live in separate rooms while undergoing a reform program. Only recently has one of the boys started to speak about what happened that day. Even now, they continue to inhabit a virtual reality, since it swears close to the boys. Jesus! They don't talk about the school, and when asked about their family or friends, they reply with only the most basic information possible. The only time their eyes sparkle is when talking about the world. Whoa! When asked who his best friend is, the one boy replied with a Western name. If one were to then ask him if that is the name of his pen pal, his expression saddens, and he responds, I don't have any friends in real life. Oh my god. That's not uncommon, though. One thing these boys can be said to have in common is the fact that all completely removed themselves from the real world. They do not trust the real world. I told people online about my problems. In real life, no one would care about them, but online, everyone cares. My online friends are all so nice. They worry about me. They give me advice. I just wish real life was like my life online, where 12-year-olds would scream faggot at me while I failed in a Call of Duty match. Oh my god, this is why children shouldn't play video games. Discussion about the effects of online gaming the young boys have been going on for years. Public opinion has been moving against these games as more and more facts of this case come to light. These boys know of reality and do not seem to understand it. What will they see when they return to the real world? It's just Donald Trump. They see Donald Trump presidency.
After having suffered a huge fire in 2015, CyberConnect Japan's new home office has now been completed. Subsequent investigations determined that a spark from electrical equipment led to the blaze 2 years earlier, resulting in multiple deaths and injuries.
Yeah. Kite attacking Kubia had nothing to do with it. The new headquarters for CyberConnect Japan has been completed. The new building designed with an avant-garde look. What is an avant-garde look? Let's look this up together, kids. Avant-garde. Garde? Avant-garde. Alright. From French advanced guard, vanguard, or literally foreguard, are people or works that are experimental, radical, or unorthodox with respect to art, culture, or society. Thank you, Wikipedia! They actually spelt it wrong in this game, so interesting. Why do 90% of anime chicks look hot? Because you like people with eyes the size of their heads. It's sure to become the next great landmark in the city center. CyberConnect's museum, located on the ground level, is open to the public, though one must apply for admission. The popular characters from its international mega hit, The World, will greet visitors personally. 2 years after the fire, Star 1? Employees are happy to be leaving their cramped temporary offices and moving back to a proper working environment. Oh, it's a footnote. Okay. Users have been eagerly anticipating the move in the hope that newer and more interesting games will be made as a result. Fire broke out at CC Corp headquarters in 2015, reportedly caused by a spark in an electronic device. Several people were killed and many were injured. Yeah, well, it needed to be done. Deleted data, ongoing grudges. Some people have said, in a flash, the world was gone. It has been 2 years since the largest online game ever, the world, with 20 million copies sold worldwide, was taken offline. It was around that time, or this time, that CyberConnect Japan, hereby referred to as CC Corp, had a fire at their headquarters. As the extent of the damage was caused by the fire, which wiped out all of the world's data, became increasingly apparent, CC Corp's leaders had held a rather somber press conference. The game program, character data, and cyber data were all reduced to ashes, and what was left was drenched in water used to put out the fire. This happened soon after a string of break-ins, which meant that usage of Mega Float had just been stopped. Oh yeah! That was okay. All backup data was in the company headquarters. Online data had been recognized as property for many years now. Unlike antiques, jewelry, and other tangible objects, the moment data is damaged or disappears, it loses all its worth forever. Even now, the voices of those seeking their lost property can be heard, but CC Corp refuses to budge from their unwavering attitude of, it's gone and it ain't coming back. It's probably in your usage agreement, too. I'm Gabby! Now 2 years since the incident, there still appears to be no end to the discussions about online data, personal property, and protection, even with the imminent release of the World War II. Alright, we did this one. Anonymity and the dark side of online games. The more children are captivated by by video games, the more parents worry. There have been times when when TV, movies, and even books were said to be influencing our children in negative ways. However, with online games, children are interacting with a large, indefinable number of people in real time, providing a clear oh god, I can't do it. It hurts. Ow! Oh god. Divisive? I think they meant to write decisive? Unless I'm reading this wrong from the previous examples. With TV and movies, age-restrictive ratings and parental supervision can and should be used, but online it is impossible to control the voices of the other players that these kids are exposed to. New report says well over 90% of all grade school students have tried an online game and said they had a bad experience in one form or another. Half of that 9% say they become depressed when they remember those bad experiences. We should all discuss the ill effects of allowing our young, socially developing children to play these games. Games which involve complex human interaction under a veil of anonymity. I'm Gabi. USA Times in danger. The definitive global newspaper, the USA Times, is in danger of disappearing due to a massive drop in circulation. Its 1 million subscribers in 2000 have now decreased to less than 10,000. Although the younger generation has stopped reading physical newspapers, it doesn't mean that they stopped reading the news. Ironically, they access the USA Times website in record numbers. With the newspaper, one has to pay a fee for the same information available for free online. Furthermore, it is easy to search for the past articles or click on links to further information. Given these circumstances, it is only natural that they have stopped reading newspapers. Today, news sites, specialized sites, personal blogs, and other resources comprise of a lifestyle for the net generation, where all the information they want, nothing else, is tailored to their tastes. Continue to cling to outdated newspapers is nonsense. So I have to say one thing. I freaking love this. News articles online technically are not free. The news articles online are gauged based on how many people, thanks to Google and all the other online companies. Nothing is free online. They're gathering your information in order to better tailor to what you like, so that the news is interesting to you. If a lot of people are reading news about apples and nobody's reading news about oranges, then they're going to be like, oh shit, people want more news about apples and less about oranges. So they'll focus on the things that you're interested in. And that allows them to advertise more in media fashions and sell your information, which isn't technically illegal, and it's totally okay in my eyes because they are so allowed to do that. I am totally fine I guess I'm weird. I'm totally fine with a whole bunch of companies learning that I really like apples, but I don't like oranges. Because that's what shapes our society, that's what makes things popular, and that's what stops stupid games from being remade, and great games like DotHack, g.ulast recode from being remade on PC and PS4. Because if they didn't know we were interested in this motherfucking game would never be released in fucking America, just like DotHack Link was never released in America. So thanks to this bullshit awesomeness, I'm okay with this. Just saying. That is my 2 cents, and I'm sticking to it. But yeah, no news article is free. You're paying them with your body. Enjoy. Anti-allergen foods. Oh wait, did we read all of that? No, we didn't. Spread of RMT. Online games turn some people into business people. However, you won't find them running a company. Instead, they are two just playing the game. In a New York suburb, Mr. A has found a business known as a guild where he employs other players in a completely efficient mechanical pursuit to level up, gain items, and earn money. His guild then proceeds to sell the data his employees have gathered in online auctions to other players. With the motto of online games are our business, Mr. A is sure to be a hot topic among players who merely wish to have fun. This is, what's his name? This is, Tan. Who is he in Tan? Tan. DotHack. Hold up. I know this. His name is Tawaraya. He is... Oh no, he's not American. Anyway, he was in charge of TAN, which was a merchant guild. It was put out of business because of their shady things, but yeah, that was a cool thing. There are a number of players who conduct RMTs as a way of supplementing their income. It's deplorable how so many players have forgone the pleasure of leveling up their characters manually for the quick solutions offered by money, said a noted online game developer. However, the game makers are also to blame, as they are the ones who design areas and events that can only be completed by putting in several hours of playtime. Footnote says, short for real money trading, this refers to players conducting transactions with real money for data such as virtual items, characters, and in-game currency. This throws off the game's balance and causes a host of other problems, which has led to RMT becoming a banned activity for most games. And that is true. It throws off the economy like hardcore, especially when people... There's a difference between when people sell shit and when botters sell shit. And I don't condone either one of them, because I think you should earn your own crap. But I'm definitely more against the botting big companies who sell a whole bunch of gold through an online game, rather than individual players who sell their gold. Because I feel like they at least earned that money in a legitimate fashion. The botters are a whole bunch of computers that run around and gather shards all day. Fucking assholes. Win shards should never be over 100 gil each. Are you insane? Anyway. I don't know how you guys feel about that, but... Death by gaming. Worldwide epidemic. Incidents of players dying from playing online games far too long is increasing around the world. This is an actual thing, by the way. In most cases, players died from heart failure due to extreme exhaustion after playing a game for over 30 hours straight. This is a thing. Japan, why? One college student was enjoying a game in an internet cafe when he suddenly collapsed. That is not a thing, but they're usually like found days later. He was taken to a hospital where he was pronounced dead. Okay, chill. The student was a well-known player in the online game, The World, and was reportedly leveling up his character in preparation for the title match in the arena, an online series of gladiator-like battles. There have been incidents of players dying from too much excitement after losing an arena match, placing greater focus on the problem of an online game addiction. World Meeting on Global Warming. A meeting was held this week in I can't say it. Kazakhstan, Central Asia, about greenhouse effect and the cutting down of greenhouse emissions such as CO2. Thanks to the progress made by carbon dioxide processing technology, the amount of CO2 released last year was down 10% of what it was in 1990. Yeah, the number's actually higher. This was written way before today. The number really decreased. Like, crazy amount. The ozone is like, thank you, bro. However, the problem with global warming has yet to be fully resolved due to the expanding energy needs of former third world countries. We already did this one. We already did this one. Alright, next. Tech. We already did this one. Anti-allergen foods widely available. Several years after calls for borderless foods began, anti-allergen, footnote says the name that antigens, allergy-causing substances, are best known by. Common examples include eggs and milk, which cause food allergies, and perfume, which causes drug allergies. Because antigens vary for every person, it is difficult to specify which substances can become allergens. I knew a lady that was allergic to strawberries. Fucking weird, dude. Foods are now firmly in the public's grasp. The anti-allergen food section at the supermarket has expanded, and well-known brands are selling well. Anti-allergen foods have had all substances that could trigger allergic reactions scientifically removed. This is like that apple that they were making in the World War I time frame from the last game that had all the nutritions you wanted but tastes like garbage. Many of them are even designed without using any actual foodstuff at all. Current examples include hamburgers patties with no trace of allergy-causing eggs or milk, and milk that has had its protein finally analyzed and its allergens repressed. Parents of children with allergies are thrilled. We can relax and all eat the same foods with our kids. We have so many more choices when we go shopping, and our children couldn't be happier. However, some people, like Yamatane University's Professor g.ulast, are ringing the warning bells of breaking down borders. It's wonderful that people are working and cooperating so that everyone can eat equally. However, it is, ironically, far too dangerous to remove all dangerous properties from our foods. Today's dining table is a textbook example of a germ-free environment. Should the day ever come when, for some reason or another, we find ourselves without access to these germ-free, allergen-free foods, we will find ourselves in a bacterial crisis which will threaten every one of us. That's true. If you remove all the things that your body builds up immunities for, it won't build up the immunities and will die. Virtual academics officially begins. Starting this year, a private high school in the city will begin offering virtual academic courses. For the last 2 years, the school has been conducting VAC trials with, VAC trials. VAC trials with physically disabled and hospitalized students. The process involves preparing a virtual classroom on a network which the students attend to via M2D displays. Virtual avatars based on students' actual appearances are assembled using CG. Students are even able to look out a virtual window. Instead of merely granting high school graduate qualifications, as most distance learning courses provide, the system's goal is to provide students with real memory of school life. So cool. Ubiquitous families surpass 70%. The Ministry of Health, Labor, and Welfare announced it today that according to the latest Japanese census, the number of ubiquitous families have surpassed 70. Am I saying that wrong? 70% of the population. Ubiquitous is a Latin-based word meaning present everywhere. Okay. It refers to the third generation of computers. The first generation was mainframe, 1 computer per household, and the second was the personal computer, 1 for each family member. In the current third generation, using a computer in daily life has become almost as natural as eating. We can connect to the internet without effort or even conscious thought, anywhere, anytime. Home electronics are now managed by a personal home server, and we are now able to watch over everything, from the contents of our refrigerator to the temperature of our bathtubs, programming TV shows onto our HD recorders, and even checking in if our doors are properly locked from any terminal anywhere, including our cell phones. Furthermore, progress made in voice and handwriting recognition has opened up computers to a more active, flexible method of working. and users are no longer ruled by a strict list of settings managed by a machine. While it comes as no surprise that the most active members of the ubiquitous family are in their 20s, what is surprising is that the next largest group is made up of senior citizens. Internet-enabled bathrooms. Exactly. The ministry reports that the main reason for this added simplicity is the connectivity that allows the elderly managing their homes. Here we get this one. All right. Shocking! Online Oedipus? Something that could never happen in real life has now happened online. A man marrying his mother. Oh, Lord. Oh, no. I'm afraid to keep reading. A college student by the name of John Doe began to fall in love with a cleric from his guild, Jane Doe, and confessed his love for her several months later. They were married in an online ceremony in the World, the game they met in. But some days later, when the two agreed to meet in person for the first time, who should show up but a son and his mother? It is unknown what the husband/father's reaction upon hearing the news. What's your name in real life? I can't tell you. No, really, what's your name? Jane? Oh, that's funny. That's my mom's name. Oh, what's your name? John. Oh, that's funny. That's my son's name. What's your last name? Doe. Oh. Crimson vs. Service Down. Crimson Verse is the popular online card game run by CyberConnect Japan, remains offline 6 months after the efforts that expanded the servers and conduct software updates. Crimson Verse is played together with the World R2. Players can make custom deck out of hundreds of different cards and pit them against other players' decks online. One of the main problems of this type of online card game is the fact that none of the cards a player gains actually exist. They're all just data uploaded to the server. Therefore, during long periods of downtime, such as the current one, players cannot use or even admire one's hard-earned collection. To that end, CyberConnect Japan has been flooded with requests from users to hurry up and resume the game's service. Fans of the game, ranging from elementary school students to adults, are even now eagerly awaiting the return of their favorite pastime. Crimson Versus is the best. We did this one. We did this one. Archives. Okay. We already read this one. I remember. We'll read it again because it's supposed to all be on the same. 50% of parents support microchips for children. The belief that Japan was a safe society has long ago since been destroyed. Now a new study reveals that over 50% of parents want to have microchips embedded in their children's bodies to prevent them from getting lost or kidnapped. Currently, the safety chip from Horizon Inc. is being widely distributed. The chip's size is less than half a grain of rice, and by scanning the area it's embedded in, usually the neck, with a special scanner, all the information contained in this chip can be easily downloaded. The chip costs $115, and a monthly fee of $10 is required to access and manage the database. Once this chip is embedded, the embeddee can use it as they would a cell phone in order to get cash, buy groceries, enter passwords, and so on. However, the chip can also be used to look up personal history and/or criminal record, and pinpoint the embeddee's exact location using GPS technology. Furthermore, it is also possible to use the chip to pay for train tickets and highway tolls, and to send information to a computer or cell phone by pointing it towards them. However, many people are strongly opposed to implanting a chip in their children, which are unable to make their own decisions, calling parents who choose to do so egotistical and invasive. In response to these complaints, Horizon Inc. is developing a new model called Guard Bangle, which is a bracelet with a chip embedded in it, but this option leaves itself wide open to theft, defeating the purpose of having one for safety purposes. Many teenagers desire to have one of these chips implanted for the cool factor, but in surveyed children who have had these chips implanted, over 80% say they regret it. It seems that these chips have a long way to go before... Oh, fuck. Really? Good job, Izik. Before they'll be accepted by society. Five Japanese to play Major League Baseball. This year marks the first time that 5 Japanese players will be playing in the MLB All-Star Game. Among them, Really? Among them, 33-year-old Kyuji Nagasugi will be playing in the majors for the fourth consecutive year. The currently holds second place for most home runs batted in the season. 20 home runs so far. This is so boring to me. Oh, it's not long. Thank God. Nakasugi commented in his blog saying that I'm very happy to have been chosen as an all-star again this year. I hope you'll look forward to my own home run contest. I don't care. Another accident at CC Corp. Early this morning, 4 employees at CyberConnect Japan, hereafter referred to as CC Corp, suffered electric shocks while working in construction company servers, and were promptly rushed to the hospital. All 4 unconscious and in a critical condition. CC Corp commented, "We are still searching for the cause of this tragic accident. Similar incidents occurred 7 years ago when the number of employees monitoring a server were rendered unconscious. At that time, CC Corp was severely admonished for the lack of safety protocols, and as a result introduced a TSN system. Tribe surveillance network system. 3 different AIs are set inside a company network to monitor it. It is designed to prevent information leaks and proper network usage and a company-wide system problems. Developed in 2010 by the International Electronic General Technology Research Center into their headquarters, but accidents continue to occur. 2 years ago, CC Corp headquarters suffered a huge fire in which several of their employees were killed. These constant accidents are prompting the questions about the company's intentions regarding safety in their workplace." Coffee. Is Yui one of them? I don't know. Players killed and players killed. Player killers and players killed. Oh, okay. Players known as PKers exist in online games. There are player killers and play the game to defeat other player characters. PKing also refers to the actual act of killing a player. The victims of PKers often lose experience points and in-game currency, and many of them have given up playing online games due to this shock. When asked, most PKers will say things like, if it's allowed in the game, then it's not against the rules. Everyone's got different playing styles, or if you don't like it, go play a game that doesn't allow it. It's true that there are many online games that do not allow PKing. However, on the other hand, when considering that many players in non-PK games have far lower motivation to play than their PK game counterparts, it becomes difficult to say whether PKers are good or bad for the game. There's people playing the game. One player had this to say: the PK problem will never go away unless the people controlling the characters change. New GPS system widely used. New global positioning systems for cars that monitor real-time traffic information through a constant connection to the database of the Ministry of Land, Infrastructure, and Transportation are now in widespread practical use. The new systems speak with the driver as naturally as a human and learn the driver's speech and behavior patterns over time, enabling the systems to understand and set a destination even when the driver refers to vague terms as the usual place or work. Furthermore, the systems are equipped with highway-specific auto-drive functions, allowing users to leave the driving entirely up to the GPS system. Alright, that's it for news. We did it, guys. We read every single news article up to this point. Let's save. And we'll also change the music. Alright. How many of these do we have? Oh my god. 41 out of 83. We have a lot to go. Alright, community forum. The world. Alright, let's just go through all of them. We'll start with the one all the way at the end. I Miss R1 by Nagmung. Loving new things is part of human nature, but so is loving old things. I want to go into the area with a character that I put my spirit into making. I want to play with my dear companion. The images of drenched CC Corp headquarters on the news, toasted servers, and standing there with despair, the diligent petitions were not answered as CC Corp announced the resignation of the R1 restoration. However, listen to this. Even so, the old warm-hearted me still wants to go back. Nope, I'm actually still warm-hearted. I hope the CC Corp guys, especially the executives, hear my cries, and I hope they bring back our dear old world. Base says, I want them to bring back R1 too. It's not that I hate R2, it's just that I have more memories with R1. Damn it, who started that fire anyway? Renji. Was R1 really that great? Isn't everyone exaggerating a bit? Graphically, R2 is way, way better. The game system is better too. I still think R2 wins hands down. I hope R2 really takes off. Tenjin. I admit that's true. But how do I put it? That doesn't matter. It's not the same as R1. We want our old R1 back. Tolomia. I started playing from R2, so I just don't understand why everyone makes such a big deal about R1. So here's my question. If R1 was brought back or remade or whatever, what would you all do? Fukujin Tsuke says, I'll play them both. The reason is that I don't want to lose the characters I've built up in R2, but I also want to play R1. Applestar. That's a tough question. I guess I'll have to play both, but I don't have much money. I'm not clever enough to play both of them at the same time, so I guess I just wind up playing R2. Killer Whale. Basically, I'll keep playing R2, just like Applestar. I can't see myself playing both, but if our old character data is restored, I might just quit R2 and play R1 instead. Nice. Epitaph of Twilight. Midnight Special. I heard a weird thing from a friend of mine. Is it really true that the world was created based on an epic poem, Epitaph of Twilight? Also, if this is true, what is that on the official page? Does anyone here know anything about this? Judeka. I believe this is the true. CC Corp won't officially admit it, though. Well, that's the Epitaph of Twilight, right? Midnight Special. I heard that the Epitaph of Twilight was a fantasy-style story about a search for a dragon, but the main background story for the world is just about a bunch of guys fighting each other. I don't think that can be right. Masaki. The previous question, the world R1, was most definitely based around the poem Epitaph of Twilight. It is said that the words written on the altar of Hulgrand's cathedral are proof of that. With regards to the World R2, the two event planners structured the game from scratch while incorporating the atmosphere of the World R1 as much as possible. Beatrice. Excuse me, but could you tell me your source? Tenjin. CC Corporation's Izik. So this is how I think it is. Fragment based on the Epitaph of Twilight, the World R1 based upon the Epitaph of Twilight, the World R2. CC Corp's original scenario, partly based on the previous game. Beatrice. That Izik has insider info from the designers. I figured it would just be mindless advertising. Damn, I underestimated them. Do you need to be a gold member of the CC Corp official fan club to be able to receive this Izik? Tenjin. Exactly, but you need to have $30 in cash in your cyber wallet, so think carefully before you register. Killer Whale. Wasn't there a guild that was collecting the Epitaph of Twilight and the Twilight Keys? I wonder if that guild is still active. I don't hear anything about them anymore. Applestar. This is starting to look more and more like a bad rumor board. That was the Twilight Brigade, now that you mention it. If I haven't heard anything about them lately either, they used to be so active too. I wonder what happened. Maybe they broke up? Iwata. The guild itself is no longer around. It seems that they fell apart when their leader disappeared. But I heard the leader recently returned to the world. I guess the former members of the guild are starting to get active again too. Butt Race. I mistakenly used a rare serrated edge nickel coin when I bought an auction to buy a rice ball. Good evening, this is Butt Rice. Wow, really? I wonder if the rumor board is going to get busy again. If it gets to be the way... Blah. If it gets to be what it used to be like, I'll be posting there too. Bring on the Twilight Brigade. Kaguri. Sorry for the noob-like question, but what exactly is the epitaph of Twilight and the Twilight Key business? Ace. Well, please forgive my presumptuousness, but let me try to explain. Epitaph of Twilight is an epic poem that was posted on the internet for free. People say that the world R1 is based on it, but CC Corporation denies it. The person who wrote the poem is dead now, and you can no longer see the website where it was originally posted. The poem itself has been scattered as well. The Twilight Key? This is a legendary item that is said to grant the wishes of whoever is lucky enough to find it. Lots of players have been looking for it ever since the days of Fragment. Despite the fact of extremely large number of people are looking for it, there are no reports of anyone having seen it. Lately, most people have started to think that it might just be another urban legend since the information is so vague. Ooh, why is this face the other way? I hope the above explanation has been useful. Now, if you'll excuse me, I must be going. Kaguri. So the Twilight Brigade is a guild that is dedicated to finding something that doesn't exist? That sounds kind of romantic. Honestly, it's so cool. I used to play a 2D version of the world, and our whole goal was to find the secrets of the game, and the person who made the 2D version of it actually did put secrets into the game, and people would always find them, and we would have like little guild disputes, and everybody would like cooperate except for the PKs who would fuck everybody's day up, and then you'd have PKKs, and it was a very basic game, but there were so many little secrets and tidbits that you couldn't find unless you knew people who knew them, and there were text commands that you would never know to do, and I can't get over it. I miss it. Stacko, if you're out there, bring it back, dude. I want it back. Alright. Existence of a PK system. Judeka. I'm going to talk a bit about the PKs. The PK system was around since the days of Fragment, and until it was abolished in the middle days of the World War I, it was a system that made the world really unique. When the PKs were abolished, the players held protests to each of the root towns, and fan sites demanded that PKs be brought back. Now for the World War II, the PK system has been brought back, and it has its pros and cons, but the players generally welcomed it when it first started. But lately there have been growing numbers of people who call for it to be abolished again. In the outside world too, people are talking a lot about whether it's morally correct to have a game where people kill each other. So considering all these things, I have a question. Does the world really need PKs? Please give me your detailed answers, thank you. Judeka. The purpose of this thread is not to criticize PKing, please don't flame or troll, thanks. Tenjin. I think the world definitely needs PKs, though I personally hate PKing. In network games with no PKing, you have no choice but to accept getting cheated or get swindled by other players. But in the world, there's a PK system. If you use your brain, you can use the PK system to protect yourself. So just from a self-defensive point of view, the PK system is necessary. That's basically my opinion. Beatrice. I'm against the current PK system. I won't say the system itself is bad, however, I can't agree with a system that blames the victims and says if you don't want to get PK'd, you should do the PKing first. For example, they could make some servers where PKing is allowed and others where it's forbidden, or make it so you can turn PKing on or off. If it's off, you can't PK someone, and you can't be PK'd either. I wish CC Corp would think of a way to separate the people that want it and the people who don't want it. Renji. I personally think either way is fine. If you do get PK'd, it's not that big of a deal as it's within the game, so maybe you'll just lose some experience and the time you spent to get those points. Oh, Jesus. Zaku, you scared the shit out of me. Thanks for the bit. At worst, you may lose some items too, that's all. And so you really have to talk about who got PK'd and who did the PKing? Naturally, if your dear character is PK'd, it's going to upset you, but it's just a game, right? I'm not saying you should enjoy being getting PK'd, but maybe you just take it a little bit more lightly. It's not an issue if it's necessary or not, is it? That's a part of the game. The real winners are the ones that have fun. Meetin. I'm all for the PK system. I started playing the world because it had a PK system, which is something that I wanted to experience. Although my fear of retaliation prevents me from PKing anyone. For someone who wants to play a game with a PK system, such as myself, it is absolutely necessary to have one. But to be honest, I don't really care if the world has it or not. I'll go to whatever game has the best PK system. Lastly, I want to add a personal comment. To all you people who say that you hate PKing but still play the world, which is a game whose main selling point is the PKing system, I just want to say go play another game. I'm begging you. Tolomiya. I want to talk about the World Art too. It's a mistake to have the PK system applied to the entire game. They said that the arena was created to calm down the whole PK controversy, but I think it's done the opposite. I think they should have made it so the PK system applied only to the arena and left the rest of the game PK free. People that don't want to get involved in PK can stay away from the arena, and the people who do want to PK go to the arena. That way, both types of people would have been happy. It's the same thing for the trouble between the guilds. Instead of killing each other in areas, whenever there's a dispute, it would be a better way if they could just solve it fairly in the arena. That's the way it should have been handled. I think the current PK system problem, or PK problem, was born from the fact that the world is borderless, but it's not too late to fix things, so I think they should consider the reworking of the entire system. So I guess I have to say I'm against the current PK system. What do you guys think? Ooh. Coffee. Thank you. To the nice guy in the shop, thanks for the Dusty Miller. Saku was grateful. She may have looked angry, but actually I know that she was really happy. Since Saku is happy, I'm happy too. I have to thank you for it, so thanks. Will I be able to meet you again if I go to the guild shop? I'll be coming in to return the money, so please wait for me. I'm sorry if it takes I'm sorry if it takes me so long to collect the money, but I really want to pay you back. Please don't worry about it. Well, that's it for right now. From Bo. P.S. Let's play together sometime. Nobody responded. Red Mark by Kana. It's been a long time since I've been to the cathedral. Whenever I go there, no one is there. I hear it's perfect for thinking. And anyway, my ramblings don't matter now. I do have a question, though. There's a weird mark in the cathedral's altar. How long has it been there? And what does that mark mean anyway? Does anyone know? Masaki. Now that you mention it, there is a weird mark. There is a mark, isn't there? I thought maybe it had something to do with getting ready for a quest or event. Am I wrong? Tenjin. Mark just showed up one day. I don't know when. Normally I would agree, but I can't imagine how that could be used. Vertical Cupid. I think I got it. When you investigate it, a monster comes out and you have to fight it. Wrong? Renji. Isn't it impossible to fight a monster there? It's really small and there's no room for a battle area. Maybe if it transported you somewhere else? Vertical Cupid. Yeah, that must be it. Judeka. Too easy. According to the rumors, it's called Sign or something. The details are unclear. Tawaraya actually came up with the Sign name, by the way. That's pretty cool. Roots. Asking CC Corporation? Pretty useless if you ask me. Those guys are notorious about secrets. And yeah, MOBAs are basically known for their PK systems. There is no such thing as not PKing in a MOBA. So, that's what Dota is. It's a PK system. Got ganked. Oh wait, what? Got ganked, there we go. By Train Dog. I was out in the field and got killed by a PK. I couldn't do a thing. She took everything. I don't care. She was absolutely gorgeous. Not only did she take some of my items, but it seems that she's stolen away my heart. She's a tribal grappler named Lele. Does anyone know her? Please, someone. I have to know more about her. Izo, we've discovered an idiot here. Kinuda, an idiot among idiots. Gunbarrel, that's probably poison user Lele, a chaotic PK. She's a pretty famous player in that area. Traino, I'm sorry, but what are chaotic PKs? Gunbarrel, it's a group of 7 players chosen by CC Corp from among the player killers. To explain a little further, the world ran a campaign called Bounty Hunter Campaign, where players play the roles of bounty hunters and PKs. Chaotic PK refer to the most evil and merciless of the bounties. They're also called blacklisters because they're on the blacklist of bounty hunters. Trindo, how do you become a bounty hunter anyway? Gunbarrel, to become a bounty hunter, you need to clear the quest Bounty Hunter test. It shows up in the quest room every so often. Izo, chaotic equals evil. Earthman, it's a lot tougher to become a chaotic PK than it is to become a hunter. Gunbarrel, that's for sure. CC Corp seems to do a survey to gather contestants and then chooses only the PKs that have the superior track records. It's just something I heard, so I don't know if it's really true or not. Traino, superior, what's that supposed to mean? Izo, it means they killed like crazy. Earthman, stole items like crazy. Traino, sad face. There are some scary people out there. Izo, her correct name is Poison Lele, not Poison User Lele. GG. So, the current chaotic PKs are the following, right? Greedy Cervantes, Miku the Liar, Genjio the Fatal, Fiery Genie 5, Pyro 2 the Mud Eater, Poison Lele, and Immortal Goriki. New race. I heard that the Mud Eater and Liar were killed. They were removed from the blacklist. Earthman, the turnover rate is pretty high. Izo, they're monsters, all of them. Munoon, the hunters that hunt these monsters are the real strong ones. GG. Although the odds of those hunters getting killed themselves. Gunbarrel, so the train dog, if you really want to meet Lele again, you should become a bounty hunter. If you're lucky, you'll catch her. Train dog, I think I'll pass. Heart N by Purides. I love him so much, so I wrote about him. Please read it. Long hair cuts across my field of vision. Meow. A sweet cat's voice. Its entrance. I can tell that my hands were getting sweaty from the clutching the controller. I'm angry at myself for making a character that walks so slow. Small as I am, I chase after entrance, jumping and skipping, but he doesn't stop, and pretty soon his silver... What the fuck is that word?
Epaulet.
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 Epaulet. An ornamental shoulder piece of an item of clothing, typically on the coat or jacket of the military uniform. Ah! His silver epaulets and white cat have gone out of my sight. Entrance! I called after him, but his blue-capped head doesn't turn around and he disappears into the arena center. The cheers of the crowd rush over me as I stand there. When I look up, I see Entrance on a huge screen of the arena center. His garnet-colored eyes coolly look down on his surroundings. The eyes that glare down at the crowd are the eyes of a champion. Butterflies flutter in my stomach once again. His opponents are filled with excitement. Entrance glares at them coolly. Finally, after a time, a faint smile touches his lips. You have no choice, you know. I just stare without breathing. Up at Entrance in the monitor, the announcer's voice sounds strangely warped, signaling the start of the match. The screen is covered in effects. Go get him, Entrance. Even though he can't hear me, I shout as loud as I can, but it's lost in the darkness of Lumina Cloth. Wow, this is getting long. I'm embarrassed just writing this. Thanks for reading up to this point. Yukichi. Whoa, that was some pretty hot writing. Entrance is just way too cool. Thanks for sharing it with us. Thanks, period S. Anonymous. I love that part. I can really feel your love for Entrance. I got kind of hot and sweaty myself. End skill by Sagittarius. Entrance has the skill he always uses at the end, right? How do you get that skill anyway? If anyone knows, please tell me. Thanks in advance. He sold. Well, I know it's not a reward from a quest. Renji. It's not from a treasure chest. It's an area result reward either. It's not even dropped by a monster. Maybe it's a special skill for the Emperor? Oracles. Is that skill some kind of spell? Is it an art? He had that skill even before he became the Emperor. Kina. It doesn't look like he uses a weapon. Isn't it a spell? That's true. That's how he got where he is. Judeka. Yeah, maybe the skill was a hack. Miten. I don't think so. Think about how openly he uses it. If it was a cheat, CC Corp would have never let him get away with it. Harley. It's possible that they decided to overlook it. With CC Corp, you never know. Wow, if that were true, it's not even funny. Looking for a monster. Yamagakashi. Nice seeing you. I'm Yamagakashi. I'm looking for a trainee owl, but no matter where I go, I can't find one. Where should I go to? I'd really appreciate it if someone of you could help me. Renji. You're looking for a trainee owl so you can get its drop item? Delta Rough Song Vain Vagabond? I think you'll find one there. Good luck! Yamagakashi. Yes, I'm looking for a turtle crest. Thanks for your help. I have the beast. Sorry for jumping in here. Can someone tell me where I can fight a gaze knight? I want a mantis snail. Thanks. Where can I get an ohm shell? The Zephyr. I'm looking for an ohm shell. I just started, so I don't have much money, and I'm hoping to get one from some monsters and treasure chests. Where can I get one? Or where can I find one? Someone tell me. Apple Star. Must be tough just getting started. Let me think. Go to the area below and break the barrels. I think you'll find some. Delta Buzzing Rat's Puddle. Though you don't have money, be brave and you'll do fine. Good luck. It's funny because Applestar is actually a member of Kestrel and is an avid PKer. It's cool seeing him help people. Juicy Mars. I'm a level 14 Edge Punisher. I want an Earth Wheel. Please let me know the area word. Harley. The Earth Wheel is Earth-type dungeons over level 10. And you can get them by opening a Beast Statue treasure chest. The area word is Overjoy's Ruined Scud in Delta. This should work for you. Good luck! You can pronounce that, but you can't pronounce Katakastan? Kakist? I can't do it. Kaguri. Finally! It's finally here! It's time for the job extension event, everyone! The email was waiting for me when I got back from work! Yee! You sold. Huh? Is that a new quest? I'll hurry up and make a new character and help you out. Don't worry, I'll contact everyone. Oh boy. Sagittarius. Count on me too. To obtain our second form, we shall fight together. Sagittarius. I can't figure it out. My head hurts. Please, someone, give me a hint. Applestar. Being an adept rogue is tough. As a harvest cleric, I'm glad I didn't become a rogue. But you can equip all sorts of weapons and change your looks, so that's way cool. Urea. Being a rogue is tough. Well, even if it doesn't work out, there's always next time. Keep your head up. By the way, I've been wondering about this. Don't you think that rogues have the most problems with the game system than any other class? Does CC Corp have something against them? Masaki. But that's why they're weak. Good luck, everyone. That is going for the job extension. I'm cheering for you. Nuada. Rumor is, it's because they made the class up in the spur of the moment. Many users wanted to see a class that can use both physical and magic attacks, such as Magic Knights, so they had to add the Adept Rogue. Fukujin. It's gay. I'm not too sure about that. It's true you could do everything, but I think they just raised the hurdle because of it. Kaguri. What do you mean? Is there a connection between them being able to use a lot of weapons and rogues being weak? Masaki. Yeah, huge connection. But it's just off subject from this thread, so I'll start a new thread and try to explain. Isolde. I did it, everyone! Me, Isolde, I did it! I finally cleared the job extension. It doesn't matter if it's an event or a quest, just leave it to me, and I'll take care of it just like that. Can I give some love to all you quivering little lambs? The keyword in this event is whirlpool. If you get stuck on strategy, just remember the keyword. I'm sure you'll be able to clear it easily. Good luck, everyone. Anyone opening chests? By Nemen. How do I do it? Tuna King. Kick them open, read the manual. Hironosuke. Is that a joke? Nemen. No, it's not a joke. I just started playing the world 2 weeks ago, and I know that you normally just kick them, but there are some that don't open when you kick them. Hironosuke. Huh? Details, please. Nemen. I just punched in some area words random and wound up in a cave. At the back of it was a treasure. I kicked it, but nothing happened. There was no system message, or the treasure chest doesn't change at all. Absolutely nothing happened at all. Tuna King. It's a bug. Hironosuke. Maybe it's some kind of event. Or anything else strange about the cave, like monsters or something? Nemen. It was a narrow dungeon with only one path. There were several monsters. There was one treasure chest. Isaiah, what's the area word for that place? Nemen. I selected the words randomly, so if I don't remember correctly, but I think it was choosing superior offerings. Smells like an event to me. Hironosuke. Tuna King. It's a bug for sure. Tell CC Corp and they'll give you a reward. Hironosuke. No, I think it's an event. If you fulfill some condition, it'll open, I think. Why don't you try different things? Hold certain items or change the number of people in your party, stuff like that. Oh, it could also have a level restriction issue? Nemen. Oh, okay, I understand. I'll do what you suggested, Hironosuke. Oh, I'd be embarrassed if I learned CC and it wasn't a bug. Thanks for the suggestion. Yay, keyword. Bug by Reggie. I just met some weird monster. No matter how much I hit it, its HP wouldn't go down, no status effects worked either. I couldn't even run away when I used smokescreen. Nothing worked, so I turned off the power of the computer and did a forced logout. Has anyone ever fought a monster like this? Was it a new bug or an event monster? Should I try to contact CC Corporation? Oshino 8Cs. That's a pretty wild move you performed there. You didn't ruin your player data? I've never heard of an event like that. I think I must be in a bug. About the monster, what did it look like anyway? Please describe it for us. Renji. Thanks for worrying. No, it was okay. It looked like a normal Holy Eater, but now that you mention it, its effects were kind of off. There were black spots all around the monster. Also, the screen was kind of fuzzy. Nuada. Hey Renji, you're always working hard leveling up. Nice going. Sorry to hear about the bug. Sounds rough. By the way, where did you meet this bug monster anyway? Tell us details. Oshina 8Cs. Black spots, eh? Renji, I would like to hear all the details. Is somewhere we can meet and talk? This may be important. Renji, Nuada, Guildmaster, forgive me for not showing up lately. I forgot the area word. Please forgive me. Oshina 8Cs. I'm currently building up my third character. Do you mind talking while I build my character? Nuada. Isn't that kind of rude, Renji? You should at least look at him when you talk. Shino 8Cs. I'd like to hear what Renji has to say too. I'll let you use my guild hall to talk in. I'll give you the key, so meet me at Makanu, okay? Oshino 8Cs. If it's alright with Renji, it's alright with me. Nuada, you're on a guild? That's the first I've heard of that. Nuada. Oshina 8Cs. Yeah, I never mentioned it before. The guild name is Imperio. By the way, Encephalon is in it too. Renji, Oshino8 says you're okay. Is it okay with you? Renji, that'll be fine. Just fine, Guildmaster. Nuada, Renji, I'll be waiting for the Imperial Guild Hall. If you run away, I'll smash you up. Oshino8 see you at Makanu. Oshino8 smash up. That's pretty extreme power imbalance. Okay, I'll see you at Makanu. I should be careful with that Ida. Job of Multi-Weapon by Masaki. So here's the new thread. This originates from the job extension thread. The purpose of the thread is to explain why rogues are weaker than other classes. Okay, all you lecturers, let's hear what you have to say. I end up leaving it to you guys, so, Kaguri. Please, someone? Sagittarius. I would also appreciate hearing this. Yes, please. Renji. I guess I've been asked to answer this, lol. Well, let me start off with Rogue's characteristics. Starting points. It can use tons of weapons. Character's appearance changes with job extend. It just looks so damn cool, lol. Weak points. It can use a lot of weapons, but it isn't really good at any of them. The higher your level gets, the more you notice the huge difference in weapon mastery. And I think that about covers it. Renji. A rogue is a jack of all trades and a master of none. I think that should sum it up. So as mentioned above, the rogue's strong points mostly revolve around improving the player's image. It's kind of an ego thing. If you look at it from a system point of view, a rogue is just a weakened version of all the other jobs, because no matter which weapon you use, you won't be as good with it as the real master. As a result, though, a rogue looks like it's flexible enough to deal with any situation. The truth is that it can't handle any situation easily. Generally, they're just weak if you ask me. Sagittarius. But I heard that the PKK Terror of Death was really strong. The Terror of Death was a rogue, right? So some rogues were strong then? Oracles. I think it's a matter of the individual's player's skill. Also, maybe he spends way more money on equipment and abilities. I bet he's got lots of rare abilities. Kaguri. So you're saying the character's strength is mostly based on equipment and abilities? Oracles. To a point, yeah. But the thing is, strengthening your character with abilities isn't just for rogues. If the idea behind the strengthening your character is to improve their strong points, then a rogue can never compete. Nagman. Ultimately, it all comes down to your own skill. Whatever ability you have, Lady Luck treats everyone the same. Yup, abilities don't matter much. You have to believe in your own beautiful self, then you can become a true warrior. Now is the time to stand up. The time for us brainiacs to take over the world of rogues. As rogues. Ooh. Renji. Yes! Go for it, Nagmung! That's for sure. Whatever ability you have, you got to use it. Otherwise, it's like not having it at all. Sagittarius. Well then, if two players of equal strength with equal equipment and equal abilities fight each other, one being a brandier and the other a rogue, who will lose? Oracles. I think the rogue would lose. Renji. If everything was equal, the rogue would lose. No doubt about it. Masaki. The rogue would lose. Nagman. I guess the rogue would lose. No matter how much spirit you fight with, there's a limit. Kaguri. Ugh. It's a thorny road for the rogue. That is all of the World Community Forum. Now we have Crimson Verses. Izik a drink. Oh boy, my throat. How to Start This Game by Miyabi. I tried this game, but it won't start. How do I get it to start? The world runs okay on my computer. Do I need some kind of special thingy? Please tell me. Sagittarius. This game is temporarily out of service. Please wait until it resumes. Miyabi. How long do I have to wait? Why is it out of service? Masaki. I don't know. Everyone is waiting for CC Corp to make an announcement. I don't know the answer to this either. We're waiting for CC Corp's announcement. Miyabi. Okay, I get it. Thanks for the answers. Out the game. Alphonse. I tried to start it, but it was temporarily out of service. What's going on? Hi there. My name is Alphonse. The problem is it's just like it says above, and on top of that, not only is this game out of service, but I'm also not able to view the official website. I don't know anything about this game other than this card game. So if it's okay with you, I'd like those of you who know to tell me how to play this game. Fukujinsuke. Okay, let me explain the basics. This is a type of card game where the game plays out automatically. The players create a few decks, then plays them into a deck pool known as the arena. After that, you just leave them alone. When you check the arena, you'll see the deck is battling on its own and earning points called battle points. Use the battle points to purchase new cards, strengthen your deck, and then leave them in the arena again. This is the basic cycle of the game. Masaki. The stronger your opponents, and the more convincingly you defeat them, the more battle points you earn. Also, so it's perfect for people that are busy with their jobs. Alphonse. Makes sense, okay, so let me see if this is right. It's a regular card game, but the player's moves are set to auto, right? But doesn't that mean once you make your strongest deck, that's the end of it? Renji. You got it. To avoid that problem, they use what's called a Trinity system. Trinity is kind of like a game of rock, paper, scissors. Instead of rock, paper, and scissors, though, there's wing, gun, and shield. They interact the following way. Wing is weak against a gun, gets shot down. Gun is weak against shield, can't pierce a shield. And shield is weak against wing, attacks from above. All the cards are given one of these elements, so depending on your strategy, you can defeat a really strong card with a really weak one. Sagittarius. Cards can be divided in the following way. General cards, general, and unit cards, troop. General cards control deck cost, called Charisma in Crimson Verses. 3 unit cards can be placed within the boundaries of the general card's deck cost, Charisma. And actually, you have to put 3 cards in there. Build up your deck with considering the following types of things: how to divide the cost among the predetermined number of unit cards, how to combine the unit cards with the unit cards and with general cards, and how to balance the general card abilities with overall deck balance. Alphonse. I see. So it's pretty strategic after all. I can't wait until they start up again. Hey everyone, thanks for the great information. Sagittarius. Oh, I forgot one thing. Rumors say that the Crimson Verses will be completely revamped in its next update. I'm not sure how reliable that is, though. The things mentioned in that thread may change. CC Corp is notorious for flip-flopping on its specs. You should consider the information in this thread purely as a reference. Oh, Jesus. Did I miss one? Oh, God. There's so many. About ceasing service, Antenora. It's been a long time since they were out of service. Do version upgrades and server expansion usually take this much time? I don't know about computers, so I really don't know. Can somebody tell us the answer? Meet it. Well, I'm not exactly an expert, but it sure feels like it's taking too long. According to the rumors, the stoppage was caused by a virus. They say the whole story about an upgrade is just a lie. Killer Whale. So it's not reliable info, right? Don't you think you should stop spreading rumors? Meetin. This info is apparently true. Remember, there were some graphical bugs just before the service was stopped? Those black spots that were popping up? I heard that it was caused by a virus. It's been confirmed by an analyst on the rumor board, so I think it's rather reliable. Masaki. I too think it's reliable information. I asked a programmer friend of mine to take a look, and he found a virus right away. Fate. This friend of yours sounds suspicious. Are you sure it's really true? Tenjin. I totally agree. It's unthinkable that a version or a server upgrade takes this long. Maybe a couple of years ago, but not now. I heard that rumor too. I personally think the rumor's believable, even though, like Killer Whale said, it's not for certain. In CC Corp's case, it seems likely. And Sonora. So it's safe to say that we're all on the same page, that this has taken too much time? ITA. Alright. What's up, Ben Messiah and Baby Wolf Cub? How you guys doing? Expected result 1. Kyoragi. Complaining about this won't speed up the process, so why don't we have a constructive discussion on what we can expect for the next version? A CC Corp employee may read it and pick up on some of our ideas. Subject. This is how Crimson Versus will change in its next release. Okay, write down all your best thoughts. Judeka. There will be more hot girls! You don't like it? Personally, I would really love to see it, lol. And Sonora, I wish they'd come out with sexy guy cards. I like guys with toned bicep and abs. I get hot just imagining them. Kaguri, for a moment I agreed with you, but you go for guys with muscles? LOL. As for me, I like lanky pretty guys. Forget that I said anything. Miten, I wish they would increase the number of cards in your deck stock. I hate having to have the deck in front of you, making notes all the time. Sorry for the boring opinion. Tanu, monster cards! Tons more of them! Pile them on! Can't get enough! Phew, I'm already in the world mode. Well, in the next version, I want to see twice as many, no, 4 times as many monster cards. That's what I want. Fukujinsuke. I thought they might do that. By the way, Tanu, are you that Tanu? Kestrel's beast lover, right? I know this is out of the blue, but I loved how you run around Makana screaming, Beastie! LOL. Naokmung. In the next version, I want to see them make a portrait even more beautiful. I'm sure they'll do that. Tanu. Yikes, my cover's blown. And on top of that, are you hitting on me? Wow. Tension. Things are heating up in here, lol. I want them to use famous cartoon artists and illustrators for the artwork. The artwork now isn't bad, but if it were by some of these artists, it would be out of this world. I want to see cards by Mr. So-and-so, don't you think? Applestar. Naokmung's post has been beautifully ignored. This has nothing to do with the next version, but I wish they'd put out an art collection, if possible, in hardcover. 1 picture per page would be perfect, or maybe not. That would just be too many pages. Hey. Oh, an art collection would be great. I want them to put sketches in there too. The cost would be even worse. How about different artists drawing the same subject? What do you think? Sounds interesting, huh? Naokmung, you don't appreciate my beauty? You guys are all blind! Well, I just wanted to try saying that. Don't get mad, okay? Miten. Naokmung, you make me laugh. The art collection is a great idea, but it can't be too expensive. Faye, this thread is getting too long, so I'm starting a new one. You can read the continuation there. Kagura, your opinion is shit. Ranking by base. In the previous revision, the top 2 were dominated by the same players. How do you think it will be for the next version? Let's hear everyone's opinions. Midnight Special. If the basic rules don't change, it's going to wind up being those 2 again, I bet. So my vote goes for Gaspard and New Wang. Gaspard? Faye. They were strong for some reason. I don't know if it's just plain luck or great strategy. I agree with Midnight Special. It's going to come down to a race for first place with those 2. By the way, can I ask a question? What does New Wang mean anyway? Someone said it means Cow King. Does that mean King of Cows or Cow of Kings? LOL. Naokmung. It's a Chinese guardian of cattle. Just like the New Wang flag they give out at shrines. How is that possible? How is it someone as brilliant and wise as I end up losing to them? I'm ashamed to admit it, but they're true sages. Faye. Oh, the guardian of cattle, huh? And what's New Wang flag anyway? There's one more thing I wanted to ask. I can never tell when you're serious or not. Naokmung. It's like a charm, okay? I guess a cow god is drawn on it. I've never been more curious in my life. In fact, when I was a kid, people called me Mr. Serious. That really brings back memories. Ace. Well, if you're all going to be arrogant, let me answer back. The New Wang flag is the protective charm given out at Kumano Shrine. Actually, there are 3 shrines that provide that. The Kumano Hangu Taisha, and the Kumano Hiyatama Taisha, and the Kumano Nachi Taisha. The flags usually are written in Kumano or Nachi script, depending on which shrine, with the bird pictographs. In ancient times, it was a contract between samurai. Which, once broken, one of the birds serving God at the Kumano Shrine would die, and the one who broke the promise would go to hell. I tried to summarize it as much as I can, so I hope this makes sense. Well, that's it for today's lesson. Faye. Nokubo. Are you sure you're a very funny person in real life? Well, whatever. It's all about character. Ace. Thanks for the lesson. I think I know a bit about the New Wang flag now. But I still don't see what this has to do with how New Wang got his name. Is there anyone who actually knows him directly? Gaspard. New Wang told me in person. I wonder what the next version is going to be like. I'm starting to get all excited too. Midnight Special. Are you really the real Gaspard? Whoa! I can't believe it. It's such an honor to be able to respond to legendary champion.
Oh, no, man.
Oh, thank you for the horse, Keijo! We're reading. Guys, if you don't want to hear me just read for the next, 30 minutes, I suggest going to somebody else's stream. I'm literally reading forum posts from the DotHack. So, seriously, you're welcome to hang out. I'm reading these. But, if you want gameplay of something at all, you might want to chip over. Dragon Run out of the 30 bits, thank you. Vertical Cupid. It's an honor to meet you. I'm Vertical Cupid. Gaspard, I'm a huge fan of yours. It's a pleasure to meet you. You're so amazing. I'm not surprised that you know New Wang too. Good luck in the next version. I'm rooting for you. What? Midnight Special. I'm surprised that you know of me so highly. Legendary. Did I do something special? I only met him once. We usually chat online. Vertical Cupid, thanks for rooting for me. I'm blushing to think that I actually have a fan. What's DotHack? The best series ever. Wait, can we respond to this? I wonder if we can actually respond to this. Oh my god, we can! That was unexpected. Say everything's got something. They never thought it would be this. You're playing cards? Ew, that's so lame. And Legendary Champion, I guess you're famous as entrance. That's amazing. Once service starts up again, let's battle each other, okay? Yes. Sweet. Gotta rank up with Gaspard. Tired of waiting. Kagri. Anyone here know anything about R&D's progress? When will they restart service? It's been 6 months since they stopped service, and I'm getting pretty sick of waiting. Sagittarius. If someone answered that, they'd be in big trouble, well. They would be some leaking top secret information. Only CC Corp knows the answer to that. Midnight Special. Nuada, the rumors board sometimes posts info only an insider would know. Kagri. No, I was just wondering if there was information released somewhere, like on the web or in a magazine or something. I don't want anyone to leak confidential info or anything. I guess there's many kinds of people interested in this. Is he an employee of CC Corp? Midnight Special. No, I don't think so. I think he just hears a lot of different rumors. And nope, nothing at all. It's quite as quiet as a graveyard out there, lol. Thank you, Axel, for answering them. Expected result 2 by Faye. Okay, as I create this new thread, I'll drop a scary prediction on you guys. With the release of the new version, Crimson Versus will be an entirely different game. It's not even a card game. Instead, it's a one-on-one fighting game. That would be the scariest thing I can think of, lol. Ptolemy, thanks for starting the new thread. That is scary. If that really happened, the fans would go ballistic. Tenjin. No, that would never happen. You can quote me on that too, lol. Ninjato. The new version will be filled with priestesses! Ah, now that's romance. Kagri. Yeah, it'll be all hot and romantic. That many priestesses would make it a different game, alright. Man, that'd be hot too. And if they were going to do that, they might as well make a collection of minigames. Beach flag, kick the can, that kind of stuff. That might actually be kind of fun. Fujinsuke. Put games such as Othello and Blackjack in the mix too. There really aren't a reason to have the Crimson Versus name. Butt Race. I'd come up with the title of the game for a bunch of priestesses. Crimson Versus, mwahaha. Exciting priestess party. Purification at the shrine. There's a chanting too. Sorry, or such a stupid idea. Me 10. Oh, that's lame. Sounds like a kinky pool party or something, lol. Cocky leader. Butt race, you're so stupid. Well, here's my input. Purification is a good idea, but chanting is Buddhist. In Shinto, it's called intoning. Anadora, thanks. Well, that's my lesson for the day. Nice to learn something. Butt race? Don't call me butt rice! It's rice. O-H-M rice, okay? I'm glad it made you laugh. Is that true? Oh well, everyone makes mistakes. Cocky leader. But I like the sound of butt rice. Anyway, about the chanting thing, what are they teaching at the school these days? Vertical Cupid. In the last thread, somebody said that they should hire cartoon artists. But as long as it looks good, I don't care if they're cartoon artists or illustrators. I wouldn't even feel like using a strong card if the art sucks. Ninjato. Okay. Butt rice, from today on, you're in charge of advertising. I'm counting on you. Butt rice. Roger. But please don't call me butt rice. It's rice. O-H-M rice. Thanks to Khaki Leader, this name's starting to sink in. Awesome. I think we finished Crimson Versus. Yeah, we did. Alright, news. Yeah, guys, I don't, usually we play games. But, we had a lot of forum posts to go through, and these do contribute to the story quite a bit. So I figured this would be kind of needed. Knocked out in a network game by base. It looks like there's another case of someone falling into a coma as a result of playing the world. How many times does this have to occur? It's going on as usual today, but shouldn't they stop the service for a moment to figure out the cause of these incidents? Goron. I think the cause is with the player. As this sums up, maybe people are playing the game for too long. I mean, the idea of a game sending someone into a coma is as ridiculous as a haunted videotape. Nanase Mitabi. Don't make light of haunted videos. Those are true stories. Stella, I've got a little question. Is there any reason, other than the occult one, that a player could be into a coma for playing a game? Goron. I think the most likely explanation is that the people are playing the game for too long. There are two main reasons why she might have collapsed. One, deep vein thrombosis, commonly called economy class syndrome. Due to being in one position for a long time, the blood clot forms within the veins of the lower body, then travels to the lungs and obstructs the blood flow. The result is respiratory problems, which can lead to death. Or exhaustion. This is the type of extreme exhaustion that can lead to an early death. It's also possible that suddenly going from nervousness to excitement can cause collapse, but it's not common and would not last for an extended period of time. Stella, it's just a thought, but don't you think the second reason for the cause of death? One sec, let me drink something. Oh yeah, it's just totally bonkers. It just keeps happening by chance over and over again. Applestar. But isn't it odd the world is in a class of its own when it comes to the number of such incidents? If the world were a game that for some reason made you extremely tired, I could understand. Fukujin Ske. The world has the most players, is the most interesting, and is the easiest to get excited about. It's also the most famous. So the media makes stories about it. I can't read. So the media likes to make stories about it. There may have been such incidents in other games that were not reported. I don't know if that would do any good. Faye, I wonder if it was caused by intense flashing lights. Oracles, I wonder if there exists such a skill in the world. Masaki, well, wouldn't it be fair to assume that it was something wrong with the player? Oracles, yeah, I'll bet that's what it was. Electronic Town by Antonora. Aurora just came out with a new virtual software. I've got all 3 chapters. I just love virtual shopping. I heard this one takes place in Shibuya, but I wonder how it will be compared to the previous ones. Shibuya is such a strong person's town. I worry how I would look walking around there. Someone tell me if I should buy it or not. Thanks. Kaguri. I liked it. They reproduced the 901 building wall. They even showed the Hachiko and Moe statues in front of the train station, lol. The basic system is the same as it has always been. It's only your avatar that walks around the town. Apple Star. I recommend the virtual movie theater. It's cool that you can see the latest movies right at your own home. If you order it beforehand, they even deliver popcorn. There's no reason to go to a regular movie theater anymore, lol. But I don't recommend it to people who want to see movies on a big screen. Kana. You can do whatever you want until your electronic payment is made, so I just try to eat everything on first. I can try on clothes without them getting ruined. The AI employees are really nice too. But it's quite depressing when you take off the MTD and face reality. Antonora. It's nice being able to see a movie at home. I want to be able to see Johnny Pitt on my own room too. I know what you mean. That's the big problem. I actually like these games more than the original 4, but that's just me. Like the story for the original
Twilight
4
Onion.
Oh Jesus shit.
Romance baby.
Thank you, Maya, for the 5 months. You are now the Bit Boss. Sweet. Need a new microchip? By Apple Star. Is it normal, common sense to implant microchips to our children these days? I don't quite get the idea, as in my generation, this was something that happened only in science fiction movies. If a GPS can constantly monitor a child, that child would not be able to simply go to the places he or she wants to. Children properly going home since they're monitored by their parents. Is this how our culture should be? Speaking for myself, I find it awkward. How do the rest of you feel? Baby Ken's mom. Nice to meet you, Applestar. I'm a mother of a single child. My son entered elementary school 2 years ago. At that time of the enrollment, the school had handed out manuals and other necessary documents as well as promotional material for the microchips and security calls. From what I hear, at least 60% of the children have microchips implanted in them. Of course, it would be an ideal if a parent could accompany the child to and from school, but very few families can do it these days. I have my hands full taking care of my father, so I can't pick up on my son. Naturally, my husband is at work too. I understand that you're concerned, Applestar, but since your children's safety is the most important thing, don't you think you should reconsider? Gora. What does the security call mean? I've never even heard of it. Kaguri. Let me think. Where was that? I think there was a campaign like that in Nagano. Safety call. I believe that the prefecture provided special cell phones. Each were preset so that they called the parent's cell phone or police with a single touch, while also being able to receive voice instructions on how to get the nearest participating children's safety section. Baby Ken's mom. Whenever Kaguri mentioned is correct, I'm happy to have a system like that. In an emergency, it will make all the difference. In our households, we also have the kids' carry pepper spray. Pepper spray. Oh, Lord. Applestar, Baby Ken's mom. I heard that Nagano government is officially addressing the problem of children's safety, but I didn't know it was to that extent. Well, there are a lot of horror stories about the decay of public safety, but is it really so bad that the parents have to monitor them while they go or come back from school? Isn't that going a little too far? Baby Ken's mom. Applestar, once something has happened, it's too late. You have to take whatever precautions you need to make sure it doesn't happen. Miyabi. I don't know what you're talking about. I'm sorry, but there's something that I want to say. Here it goes. A few days ago, I went to my mother to get an MC put in me. I told my mom I didn't want to, but she wouldn't listen. She said it was for my own good. But I just don't understand what was for my own good. On my way home from school, I stopped by a friend's house, but I got an angry phone call from my mom. I was just trying to get back the DVD that I had lent. On the way home from the cram school, I stopped at a convenience store to talk to my friends. Again, my mother called and yelled at me. There's no way I can handle this much longer. The microchip things stink. Masaki. It takes courage to respond the way you did. Even if the child doesn't want it, the parents may still want to do it, because they worry. I can see both sides, so I have mixed emotions. But don't you think it's a little weird that people mildly accept having microchips planted in their children, but they get all worked up about citizen numbering system? I don't think anyone wants to be bound by data. I don't mean it to call you out, but Baby Ken's mom, how would you have felt about having a microchip implanted in you when you were a child? We all wish there was less crime, but we can't hope for much under current circumstances. But even so, instead of relying on the most convenient solution, I think we need to find an answer that is good for both adults and children. Nobody can beat paper. Beatrice. For several decades, people have been saying that books will be gone, yet they still exist. Besides, I don't think electronic books would be popular in the market. Books are fun because you can physically turn the pages, and you don't need batteries and such to read them. I wonder why those people in the past couldn't understand such easy things, lol. Butt race. I can read words printed on a paper for a reasonably long time, for some reason I can't concentrate on words on a monitor. I remember when they say that electronic books weren't popular because of low-resolution monitors, so instead they came out with high-resolution reading devices. I did buy one of those readers, but in the end it didn't work out. There's just something different about it. I don't know what it is, but it's just odd. Calculator. So, you know why, huh, Butt Race? It's simple. Ebook. Monitor lights up. Book. Paper cannot light up. Do you understand now? Butt Race. Don't call me Butt Rice! It's it's Om Rice! Om Rice! But anyway, leader, as you arrogantly put it, I don't understand. Not one bit. Cocky leader. Don't you get tired of that? I can only read your name as Butt Rice. You're dumber than I thought. If something is lit up, it makes you squint. That makes it hard for you to look at the letters for a long time and therefore unable to concentrate. Well, do you get it now? Butt Race. I feel disgusted because you make it sound so convincing. Well, is it true, leader? Calculator. I don't know. It's just my theory. Butt Race. Somehow, I feel I just lost an argument. Beatrice. You seem to get along well. As Butt Race said, it sounds like a reasonable explanation, but I wonder if it's really true. Butt Race. That's not true. Not even close. Not by a long shot. Calculator. I have to agree with him. I mean, Butt Race. Butt Race. Told you not to call me Butt Race. Calculator. Telling you, I can only read your name as Butt Race. Butt Race. Grrr. Beatrice. I think you really are friends after all, lol. Age limit. Is this fair? Bartels. I think everyone knows that the age restriction for games offline have become more strict, but I think the way they've handled things lately has been wrong. Naturally, I think there should be a policy against mindless portrayals of violence, but I don't think that they should go so crazy about it either. It reminds me of the things like Drama Queen. Does everyone know what I mean? Oh, Anonymous. Oh no! I predict another heated discussion. Kyoragi. I think you've answered your threat yourself. Applestar. I agree with that statement. However, the enforcement policy has just recently been changed, so I think you should give it a little more drama. What? Did I miss something? Ace. Please forgive my presumptuousness, but I'll try to answer. Drama Queen is an incident that occurred in 2015 with regards to textbooks. Cinderella was used in second grade Japanese language textbook, but many parents felt that the material was inappropriate. Here were two basic reasons. Possibility of promoting bullying, as seen where Cinderella was abused by her stepmother as well as her sisters, and discrimination. The word Cinderella itself is already discriminatory. The textbook's publisher bowed to the pressure and recalled all the textbooks and removed the material. This is referred to as the Drama Queen incident. Applestar. Thanks for the information, Ace, but it certainly sounds like they made a big deal out of nothing. But this is a different kind of problem. I don't think you can lump it together with the game restriction issue. Tadpole. Overall, I'm in favor of restrictions. I don't think it's a great idea to mentally immature children to see footage of explicit content. As a matter of fact, our household is basically media free, and we only allow our children to see books and movies that my wife and I have chosen. I can't say it's the best thing we do, but at a time like now, when information is so overwhelming, the regulation is the only way to protect our children. Base. I understand what Tadpole is saying, but I think that its own dangers. They say it kids that grow up overly pure environments snap when it comes to time for them to enter society on their own. Naturally, it's not true for everyone. My associate is just like that. He grew up in a house just like that one that Tadpole is describing. But he throws away money like crazy. His bank account is always empty by the day after payday. When he goes shopping, he just fills the basket with games, books, and DVDs like madman. It's kind of scary to watch. Whatever it is, it's best to do it in moderation, I think. Goron. I thought of this while reading this thread. Kids these days don't get hit by their teachers or kicked out of their houses by their parents. They just get praised over and over for nothing. I forgot to write whatever I'm against. Restrictions. I agree with restrictions themselves. If there's a reason for the restrictions, then I say they're fine. Fun internet game by Faye. I've been playing Riot Gun, but I got sick of it recently. Is there a network game that you recommend? I don't care if it's an MO or an MMO. The world doesn't have to be like Riot. It's even okay if it's not an FPS. Fantasy, sci-fi, I don't care. Thanks for advance. Pentanora. Okay, well let me invite you right away. Have you checked out Forbidden yet? The world is close to Riot Gun, so I think you'll get used to it quickly. I think you're running a campaign for beginners right now. How about it? Banjo. My personal recommendations is The Negotiator, or As You Like. The Negotiator is a store management type MMO. You can do all sorts of things like go into a dungeon and collect items to sell, buy things from other players, and buy out and eventually sell for profit other players' stores. The art has a now rare 2D dot matrix retro feel to it. As You Like is a miniature garden type MMO game. Players set out an uninhabited land and try to build civilization from scratch. Some islands can evolve into a complete jungle. Some may turn out to become a scene from a sci-fi novel. This one is in 3D, yet has a tender touch with cute characters. It's very different from the Riot Gun, but both are pretty interesting. Hey, thanks for the info! They both sound like his simulation games. By the way, I'm the one that got frustrated playing Outlaws in Marsh Online. But do you think that idiot like me can have fun with these games? I've never heard of it. What is it like? Oh, my voice. Antinora. They just started beta testing it. The world is like Sci-Fi Treasure Island. You can buy your own star cruiser and travel to other planets in search of treasure. It's pretty fun, attacking and defending yourself from space pirates, other players and stuff. Kana. So you don't like Outlaws of the Marsh Online, huh? You would have made steady progress. It might have been fun for you. But if you're not good at that type of game, maybe an action and command type game would be good. Double March might be a good choice. It's a military action game, but it's not an FPS. What do you think? Faye. Whoa, that sounds pretty cool. But it worries me that it's still in beta testing. Sounds like a lot of bugs. I played that one before I started Riot Gun. I was really obsessed with it for a while, but then I got sick and started Riot. I think I'm gonna stay away from the military games for a while. Thanks for the suggestion, though. Syllabus. Hi, Faye. Nice to meet you. I would have recommended The World. It's a Steam-based fantasy command type MMO, and as you know, the most popular game in the world. It also has some action elements. It's fun because it was lots of different occupations and really deep world. It also has been around for a long time, so the tech support is reliable. If you're feeling tired of military stuff, it's the perfect time to try this. I really recommend you try The World. Banjo. Well, in The Negotiator, your opponent is human, not an AI. So that might be tough. Your shop could be shut down before you even know it. I really recommend As You Like. You can play it leisurely at your own pace, and the perfect people don't have much time to devote to playing. There's no real winning or losing. So in that sense, you can play the game any way you like. Antinora. Well, you're right about the bugs. They're starting to weed them out. You don't have to worry about them too much. So, is it my imagination, or the tabloid shows reports on the server problems, company incidents consistently for this game? I've actually played the game before. I quit because the support you mentioned was terrible. Hey, so I see you're being active here too. Well, good luck. Yeah. Actually, there's been some bugs around lately that somehow involved the mess too. We're all playing MMO other than all, believe me. Or It's true that the service was bad right after the R2 came out, but it's much better now. Hey, I'm sure you'll love it, so just give it a try if you're worried. Just ask Syllabus. He's part of a guild that helps beginners get started. Let's say that. Oh, how many more? Oh my god, there's so many. Apply now! Fukujinsuke! Have you heard of the news about the Have you heard of the news about the new International Space Station? Looks like this group is actively trying names for the space station. To take a suggestion, you have to be an elementary, middle, or high school student. So, do any of you students out there want to make any suggestions? Faye. If we participate, everyone will know our age. Oh, well, it's okay. I'll go first. All for one! Fukujinsuke. Okay, count me in 2. I started the topic. How about unison? It means the sound of the same note. Like, everyone should try to work together, you know? Mayako, half. What about village? As in, we're all just one great big village. How about that? Oh, well. Miyabi. My idea is yarn. Yarn is like a string, so I thought it would be great if the whole world can be as one through this one string. Oh my god, look how long this is. Okay, Creepy to Be Honest by Faye. I always thought there were a lot of scary people around these days, but what I saw on the news today convinced me even more. I guess you could call those kids with sunglasses online junkies? Doesn't that just scare the life out of you? Whenever I see that, I think of an old movie. I can't remember the name of it. Base. Definitely. I feel bad for saying it because of how I earn my living, but it is scary. Apple Star. They all look as if they're all in the midst of being brainwashed by something, lying back in those awful sunglasses in a dark little room. In a way, it's too perfect. Midnight Special. Huh? You work for Caesar Corp? Base. Fortunately, no. I just work in an electronics store. Bot Race. Is that the one where the aliens... where you see aliens when you put on sunglasses, or the one where the secret agents with the same face attacks the main character? Excuse me, but I'm the one of those people, but I don't do the things you see in the news. I'm not slick enough to be surfing the internet or playing a game while wearing the same time. Hey, I've never been to an internet cafe before, but that's how it is in those places. That's awesome. Now I want to go see it for myself. I think that's the one. All I remember is that the people in town all start wearing sunglasses, so it might be different. Butt race. Then it must be the one with the Secret Service guys. Faye. Oh, okay. Mita. Wanna buy an MTD? A new model has just been announced? Is everyone going to buy it? I've got a simple question. When did CC Corp get into the home electronics business? Tenjin. I'm suspicious of this open pricing thing. I bet it'll be expensive. Base. That's what I heard anyway. I admit it'll be worth buying, but if you don't have the money, you don't have it. Goron. If you want money, you want to work to get it. You got to work to earn it. By the way, I always put $5 into saving each week. 1 or 2. They're usually jinxed against companies that suddenly jump into new ventures. I don't want them to be bankrupt, because that means I wouldn't be able to play the world. I hope CC Corp earns a bundle. Me, Ted. $420? I hope that includes tax. Man, a little more than $400. That's too much. Tolomia. Just state of mind. Concentrate. If you feel like it's expensive, it's expensive. If you feel like it's cheap, right? Relax your mind. Nope. No matter how I look at it, it's expensive. Huh? No one's going to buy it? I'm definitely going to buy it. Thanks, Syllabus. I can't actually see what I'm selecting. Is it because I have bad eyes? I still have decided... It's hard to pass up the latest electronic gadget. That automatic broad interpretation thing is going to be awesome. Yes. Alright, we got more syllabus affection. Threat of CH4. Goron. I think they're going to start methane hydrate soon. I wonder if that's really okay. Bermuda problem, global warming, the government says it's okay, but I don't think that was ever the case. For one thing, the temperature rises just 4 degrees. The summers are going to give me fatigue, and I'll probably die. I wish we could stop going down on dangerous road. Applestar. Excuse me, I have a question. What's the Bermuda problem? Also, what does methane hydrate have to do with global warming? Ace. Oh no, Ace. What is with you? Please forgive my presumptuousness, but I'll try to answer. First, the Bermuda problem. Have you heard of the Bermuda Triangle? Legends say that ships and airplanes used to disappear there. Well, recently they've proven that they weren't just legends. They now believe that the ships and aircraft were lost as a result of methane hydrate. Methane hydrate is a crystalline substance formed from water and highly compressed methane. Normally these things that look like ice sit at the bottom of the ocean, but rapid movements of the Earth's crust and temperature changes, relative pressure and heating, causes them to release their methane into the air. When traveling over a large release of methane, ships lose their float. Also, airplane engines stop, and there may even be mid-air explosions. When you consider that Japan is a country with a lot of earthquakes, you can see how that might easily happen here too. That's the basic explanation of the Bermuda problem. Sorry it got so long. In my next response, I'll explain what it is to do with global warming. Okay, so I was about to the Bermuda problem, so I'll talk about a little about global warming. Methane, like carbon dioxide, leads to global warming, except it is 20 to 60 times more efficient in doing so. If a mass release of methane gas were to take place, the air temperature would go up by 4 degrees and the ocean temperature up by 6. They believe that the dinosaurs went extinct because the similar rapid change in the temperature, so it's predicted that it would have a cataclysmic effect on the world. Since the rate of the degradation of the atmosphere is 12 years compared to every 100 years for the carbon dioxide, some scientists say it's okay, but some say it's more lethal because it's only 12 years. Furthermore, there's no guarantee that another methane release wouldn't take place among those 12 years. That's why you can't separate the global warming problem from the issue of the methane hydrate, methane emissions problem. I hope that they answered your question. Now, if you'll trust me, I must be going. Applestar. Man, that's scary. So is mining for methane hydrate really safe? If not, I wish they would stop. By the way, I just thought of it. Methane hydrate is on the bottom of the ocean, right? So could mining become a reason for ground subsidence? I remember hearing that dried up wells were causing some of that. There used to be a book called The Sinking of Japan that caused a big stir. But now I wonder if that really will happen. Telemia. It's definitely not safe, no. Even the greatest computer breaks down sometimes, and even the most brilliant person makes a mistake. Nothing is perfect in this world, unfortunately. Oh my god, my voice. We can do this. 2 more. Are safe food really good? Why is Nora? I guess the recent trend is in health food, huh? Even looks like allergy-eliminating food is served for school lunches. But the thing is, they say they're safe to eat, but is it really true? It's like living inside a sterile environment, isn't it? What are we going to do if there's a disaster and we're all forced to eat unsanitary food? I'm afraid our immunity will get lowered, and we'll have a huge outbreak of disease or something. Judeka. They say modern people are susceptible to small environmental changes. It's really scary. As for me, I couldn't live without an air conditioner. I said it's 65 in the summer and 85 in the winter. I just love civilization, lol. Stella. Judeka, what kind of temperature setting is that? That's the kind of thinking that causes global warming. Young people these days are so soft. Antonora, why don't you try organic vegetables? If you have a hard time buying them, you can just easily grow carrots, peppers, or cucumbers in a large planter. If you live in a house and have space for a garden, I strongly recommend sweet potatoes. You can eat the leaves and stalk even when the potatoes themselves aren't in season. The leaves are delicious in miso soup, and for the stalk, you can rinse them thoroughly, slice them, and simmer it in soy sauce to make a stew. Try it out. Antonora, it's true that just being sterile doesn't make something a health food. I think I'll try growing those sweet potatoes. I've heard of growing cucumbers and peppers at home, but carrots? It sounds kind of hard. Stella, you can grow carrots at home for sure, but if you want to grow big carrots like you see at the supermarket, you can't do it in a planter. We use plastic buckets with holes punched in for drainage. If you don't mind mini carrots, planters are great. Yes, Nora. Using plastic buckets, huh? Thanks. I'm gonna try that. Stella, you sound like a great wife. Stella, well, I'm single, you know. Gardening is just a hobby of mine. Antonora, oh, what a waste. Well, Stella, I know you'll make a great wife for someone. Great food remedies by Butt Race. It's sad eating dinner all by yourself. Good evening. This is Butt Race. I'm the worst cook in the whole world. I went to cooking classes, but the teachers there sighed at me. When I went camping with Leader and the others, they kicked me out of the cooking area. So I eat out every day. In the morning, I have a calorie bar. For lunch, I eat the lunch special at a nearby Chinese restaurant. For dinner, I have a bento box or bread from the convenience store. On the weekends, I get all 3 meals from the supermarket. The other day, I bought an elimination food for the first time. I always wondered what it was. It was every time I go to the market. I ate everything. I ate it having high hopes, but wow, it was terrible. How could this be hip? Talk about disappointed. If anyone knows good-tasting allergy elimination food, please tell me. Or all allergy elimination foods bound to be terrible. Upstar. I don't know where to start with. Where I should start with. Before you start eating elimination food, I think you should try changing your eating habits. If you keep eating such an unhealthy diet, you'll get some kind of weird illness. Calculator. Yeah, your cooking skill was out of this world, Butt Race. But that better-known brand tastes good, although they're a bit expensive. I love the stews from Martina's Best. Butt Race. Ugh, don't call me Butt Race. It's Rice. Rice. Drop it. Ugh. I've been living an unhealthy life for a long time. I'm still going. But thanks for the warning anyway. Calculator. I can only read your name as Butt Race. Anyway. 5 Seasons, Loco Moco, Bread Lady's Dining Table, Martina's Best. These brands have good food. Butt Race. Ugh. I checked out the brands you suggested. There's too expensive, Leader. You'd have to be a millionaire to eat that stuff regularly. Also, 10 minutes before the supermarket closes, it gets pretty dangerous fighting with the housewives for food. Baby Ken's mom. You have to be careful about buying elimination food at the supermarket. The stew types are overcooked and nasty, but if you made a mistake and bought it, it's best to pour it over rice. The brand name ones are good, but it's true that they're expensive. We only buy them on special occasions. We can't afford them otherwise. Butt Race. That's what you mean. A little housewife wisdom, huh? I'll try it this weekend. Thanks for the tip. We're finished with news. Holy crap, we still have rumors and Apkaloo, and we are way out of time. And then we would have, what? I should read my important emails. I guess we're not reading them today, huh? Alright. Well, I guess that's it, guys. Thank you for hanging out with me, though. We literally did 2.5 hours of reading. Let's see who else is streaming right now. I can't believe any of you even stayed. Alright. Hey, absolutely. I'm glad some of you enjoyed it. Jesus. I was not thinking this would go over well at all. Alright. You guys should go say hi to Kat, and I will see you guys later. We're gonna try the new raid function. So I'm going to type raid, and then you guys have to click it in order for the raid to go through. I will see you guys later, and I love you very much. Goodbye.